What's going on YouTube? It's boy Life with Jay, formerly known as a trucker named Jay. And I wanted to come at you guys real quick with a video off something that kind of was just it kind of like I've been enlightened. And and what I want to talk about in this video is the first 30 days. Specifically, of course, I'm talking about VL trucking. Your first 30 days of VL trucking, but really this can be translated to any trucking situation. It could be any trucking position, opportunity, or whatever. And basically, what I learned, or what I'm learning, because it was a certain way that things have been going for my operation. You know what I mean? Like, I had my original 3 drivers, and they ran certain ways. You know, the one driver had been with me since like February. The other 2 came in like March and April. And so, I was like used to them. And I was used to the way that they run. And I was used to and so things just seem to have gone a lot smoother. Even with the, mechanical breakdowns that I was having, it didn't seem as bad because there was just a certain way things was being done, certain money being made, and everything just, made sense on paper. And I've gone through a lot of changes with my business in the last really like 30 to 60 days. And a lot of how things have been running have been a lot different from when my first set of drivers. And basically what that taught me and what I'm learning is that you gotta remember, man, no matter how much money you wanna make when you first go to a company, or no matter what's being promised to you or what's being said, you still have to go to that company and learn that situation for yourself. You know what I mean? And yes, a lot of times in situations in trucking, you can go in the door and start making exactly what everybody else is making, if not more. But you do have those situations where, it takes some people longer to get adjusted to certain shit. Like, for example, if you're used to a W-2 regional company position, transitioning to an OTR 1099 may just be a different lifestyle than what you are accustomed to. And so I want that to be known. And this is, to the job hoppers out there who do your 6 months and then you leave. You know this as well as I do. When you go through that transition to a new company, it's going to be a week to 3, 4 weeks before you get to whatever money that you looking to make or was comfortable making. It just don't happen overnight. You don't just walk in the door. Most cases, VL honestly though was the first company where that wasn't the case for me. Like, I walked in the door making money at VL. Like, I just caught on and just was, but I had experience with a 1099 position before, so I knew that they didn't really, care about the little small stuff. They just want you to run the truck for the most part, keep stuff safe. But as I'm learning, a lot of drivers aren't used to the 1099 side. They're not used to dispatchers who may talk to them a certain type of way. They might not be used to having certain freedoms. Because a lot of times with a 1099 company position, you do have a little bit more freedom in your decision making process than what you do on a W-2 position. For example, I know trucking jobs where they tell you where the fuel at, they tell you where you should stop and do your 30-minute break at. Like, they break it down like that on some mega carrier shit. And that's not the case here at VL and with a lot of 1099s. You essentially is running like an owner operator. At least that's the responsibility that's going to be bestowed upon you by the fleet owner or by the carrier. It's like, look, you're not an owner, but we're gonna run you like an owner. You know what I mean? Because you 1099. And so I just want to put that message out there for anybody who is coming to either VL or any situation, man. Take the time to learn and get acquainted with your new situation before you start making demands about the type of money you want to make, and just the type of way you want to be ran, because you have to learn that situation first. You got to know the do's and don'ts. You have to know, because a lot of times if you go in the door with certain expectations, you so used to something else, another situation, the expectations that you may have might not even make sense for the company that you're going to. You know what I mean? Like, just like, for example, we wanting to go home every weekend. If you come to an over-the-road 1099 company that's known for drivers being out 3 weeks at a time, you going in and telling them you want to swing by the house twice a week, that expectation would be foolish. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, give yourself an opportunity to learn your new company. And from the owner's perspective, for those of you who are looking to be fleet owners or, put somebody in the truck, give your drivers time to learn the situation that you're giving them. Like, if it's not working out the first 30 days or, 45 days, 60 days, you got to realize, man, it's trucking. You got to give them time to get acclimated to. Some of them might not be used to running 10 hours, 11 hours a day. They may be used to running 7 hours a day. They may not be used to, getting actual bill of ladings. Who knows? Just so many different things and ways that people do trucking out here. They just might not be used to the way that your particular carrier runs it, whether it's the e-logs, the way safety do it, whatever. You know what I mean? So just give them time before you be so quick to. I see a lot of my fellow fleet owners going through drivers, and they be hiring and they be changing their pay structures, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I definitely don't want to fall into that, because I just feel like you just have to give yourself time to find the right candidate for what you're offering. You have to give yourself time as a driver to find the right company for you. And if that means you got to go through some trial and error, understood, that's cool. But don't get out here and try to force nothing. You know what I mean? Like, if it end up not being a good fit, then just move on. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But just make sure before you move on that you can tell yourself that you tried everything and that you gave 110% effort to make that situation work. Don't just give a half-ass effort. It was like, man, I ain't make no money at that company. Like, really evaluate why you won't make your money. Was it because you won't productively using your clock? Was it because you were stopping five times a day? Was it because you didn't want to listen to your dispatch? Like, just different things like that, is all I'm trying to say. It ain't got nothing to do with being biased towards a company or nothing. It's just, we just got to be real with ourselves when it comes to trying to make as much money as possible. Because if that's the objective, don't nothing else really matter. Don't care how you feel about a company, about a carrier, about a truck, about an owner, whatever. The main objective is to make as much money as possible. And that's all this video is trying to help you do, is to humble yourself and to be open-minded to different possibilities besides the fact that it's the company fault or it's anybody's fault besides your own. So that's all I got though for this video. Appreciate you listening. Shout out to everybody coming to the money team. Shout out to everybody out there making money moves. Consistency, man. It's all about consistency. The longer you do something, the higher your level of accomplishment will feel. You know what I mean? Anybody can do something for 90 days and feel like the man, but when you start, I've been doing this for 6 months, a year and a half, those type of accomplishments feel a lot better, the longevity in it. And that's what I'm really trying to preach more so on my channel now. It's just longevity. You know what I mean? Because now that I'm starting to see longevity, and it's only been a year and some change, but for me, that's a long time in comparison to all of my other opportunities. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to build off of that. So, but y'all know the vibes, man. Stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God, family, trucking, man. I'm out.